Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Now at 10, standoff turns deadly.
When you emerge there and start firing at our SWAT team.
An Omaha standoff ending with an officer involved shooting what police say led up to the gunfire. Then, heartbreak in Iowa.
I will forever love and miss my mom.
Hundreds gathering to honor the victims of a family mass shooting. How loved ones are leaning on each other tonight. Also, college sports at a crossroads. The two most powerful conferences in the country pushing back on a new federal proposal, why they say it could create even more chaos. And then tensions rising.
They were going to build for themselves so many missiles.
The U.S. and Iran exchanging new attacks across the Middle East. How the conflict is testing peace talks once again. And breaking now, one man is dead tonight after being shot by Omaha police. Here's video from the scene. A man in his 50s barricaded himself in a home in East Omaha. He was apparently mad after an attempted eviction. As the SWAT team attempted to negotiate, the man said he had a long gun and 2,300 rounds and told officers to, quote, bring it. Officials say he came running out of the house and fired shots. The police chief was asked if this was a case of suicide by cop.
You know, it's hard to say when you exit a window or basically a good portion of the side of the house is torn out, basically. When you emerge there and start firing at our SWAT team, you must know what the outcome's going to be at that point.
No police or any neighbors were hurt as a result of the shooting. New details as we learn more about a deadly family shooting that shook an Iowa community. Tonight, we heard from many in this grieving eastern Iowa community of Muscatine, a local faith leader offering words of comfort, a heartbroken fiance remembering the life she had planned, but most of all, a son now mourning the loss of his mother, sister, and 4 brothers.
It's hard to even think that this is even real. I'm still in denial.
Hundreds gathered in Muscatine tonight, coming together to honor the 6 family members, including 2 children killed in Monday's mass shooting. Among those speaking, the fiance of one of the victims, who asked the community to remember the lives lost and to speak up when someone may need help.
My heart is broken as I grieve the loss of my fiance and the life that we had planned together to live together. If you or a loved one are experiencing domestic violence, I urge you to tell someone right away.
But the emotional moment of the night came when the family's surviving child took the stage, thanking those who have stood beside him through the last 24 hours.
I will forever love and miss my mom, Lisa, my sister, Riley, my 4 brothers, Dakota, Austin, Mark, and Ryan. And this might hurt some people for me to say. No matter what is being told to me, I will always love and miss my dad, Ryan.
School officials confirming 2 students and 2 district employees were among those killed. The suspect took his own life when confronted by police. New at 10 now, the future of college sports taking center stage in Washington. A major hearing on the future of college athletics is set for tomorrow. And the Big Ten and the SEC are already pushing back against the proposed federal bill. A Senate committee will hold a hearing tomorrow on the Protect College Sports Act. The bipartisan bill would create national rules for things like NIL payments, transfers, and athlete eligibility. It would also provide new benefits and protections for student athletes. But the Big Ten and SEC with a joint statement today saying they do not support the bill as currently written, saying, quote, we cannot support to protect college sports as it is drafted, adding the bill would leave college sports in a worse position than today. In other sports news now, a Husker legend with Nebraska softball is calling it quits. Nebraska softball is saying goodbye to a familiar face after more than 4 decades with the program. Channel 8's Nate Johnson has more on a legacy that helped shape Husker softball.
Hey, thanks, Rod. Yes, some big news from the world of Nebraska softball, absolutely. Longtime associate head coach and pitching coach Lori Sipple announced her retirement today. She spent 41 total seasons at Nebraska, 4 as a player and 37 as a coach. The final 23 seasons, she was the associate head coach. And head coach Rhonda Revelle also taken to social media to share her love and appreciation for her time. Sipple said in part of his statement, "I am humbled to have had the privilege to be a member of this great athletic department and university for the past 41 years. Working alongside Rhonda in this program has been one of the greatest privileges of my life, and I will always be grateful for the friendships, support, and memories we have made and shared over the years." Her impact on the program simply cannot be understated. Sipple helped the Huskers to 1,449 wins and 6 trips to the Women's College World Series. Congrats on retirement, Coach. For now, though, Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
Thank you, Nate. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at your forecast. Here's a live look from our network of cameras, keeping an eye over southeast Nebraska. As many of you know, we had some rain overnight. You were probably awoken by the thunder, some rain. Then again later today, a lot of drought-stricken areas getting some much-needed moisture. Any more on the way, Rusty?
It depends on where you're at. Right now, the best chance is in north central and northwest Nebraska through the overnight hours. So because of that, this severe thunderstorm watch has been expanded a couple of hours, just 2 counties, but you know, Cherry County could be like 7 or 8 counties if you really think about it. And then Sheridan County, that goes until midnight tonight. But there are storms out there too. Here's a look at them. You can see those strong storms in near Shadron moving east towards Valentine. That may eventually make its way into central Nebraska. We'll look at that here in just a second. But Allocam, 21st and L Street, a very quiet evening out there. And on the mild side, 73 degrees, 71 in Grand Island, Hebron, and Holdridge, 68 in Broken Bow. Dew points in the 60s for just about everybody. Even further west, that's some high dew points for them, like that 61 in Valentine. But the wind out of the southeast, 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. Here comes the rain. Notice it stays to the north and then eventually goes away. But watch what happens as we head towards tomorrow evening. Another line of storms headed our way. And this one may make it all the way from north central to southwest Nebraska and eventually pull its way east a little further and then a little further as we head through Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. So we'll talk more about that storm threat and the rest of the week forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Right now, a Lincoln inmate who went missing has been found and arrested. We first brought you this story last night at 10. Officials say Amanda Ekman didn't return to the Community Correction Center here in Lincoln after being at her job. They say her electronic monitoring device was found near 44th and Superior. Lincoln police arrested her today, and she's booked now into the county jail. Tonight, the conflict between the U.S. and Iran escalating yet again. U.S. Central Command releasing this video of what they claim to be U.S. forces striking an Iranian oil tanker tonight. Officials say it was disabled with a missile after attempting to violate a U.S. blockade. The developments coming as Iran and the U.S. exchange new attacks across the Middle East, with Iran claiming it targeted American military sites in both Kuwait and Bahrain. They say it was in retaliation for U.S. actions earlier in the day. But U.S. officials say missiles fired toward Kuwait fell short or broke apart. Earlier today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio appearing before lawmakers defending the administration's war in Iran.
They were going to build for themselves so many missiles, so many drones, so many conventional weapons, including a Navy, that at that point, there's nothing you could do about it.
Meanwhile, CENTCOM says several waves of Iranian drones targeting U.S. forces in Kuwait were also shot down. The military says no American personnel were injured and that all Iranian attacks on U.S. forces failed to hit their intended targets. Breaking now, 2-time Grammy winner Peebo Bryson has died. The veteran R&B singer was best known as the singer behind the Disney film hits Beauty and the Beast and what you just heard there, A Whole New World. His family shared he had suffered a stroke on Sunday. Bryson was 75 years old. Well, after the break, building the future, a new state prison in Lincoln is moving closer to completion. We'll take a closer look at that.
A pretty decent day today with temperatures right around normal and some rainfall for many folks. That may happen again tomorrow. The forecast when we come back.
Right now, a group is journeying across the state of Nebraska on foot. 6 seminarians, one extreme challenge, walking 375 miles across Nebraska, and they're attempting to get it done in less than a month. Every one of these dots you see here on this map is a parish they'll be stopping at on their expansive journey. As you can see, it started way there in eastern Nebraska and it ends way on the west side. Channel 8's Emma Norwood is out on a walk of her own, you could say, to let us know what strategies this group is taking to complete such a grueling feat. Emma?
I'm walking around the Channel 8 building to give you a better idea of what this group is doing. More on that in a minute, though. Before becoming priests, 6 students of the Catholic Church are joining Father Jim Morton on a selfless journey as a way of putting themselves to the test and connecting with people around the community. Day after day,
I've never walked this much in my entire life.
mile after mile,
The hope is to inspire kind of a love for where they're from.
these seminarians are seeing Nebraska from a different perspective. The pilgrimage stretches almost 375 miles across Nebraska's diocese, starting at the oldest parish in Nebraska City and eventually ending at the westernmost parish in Benkelman.
The idea of walking or going on a journey like a pilgrimage it's sort of a way to remember that life, our spiritual life is we're not sort of static. We're moving towards a place or towards God.
The Catholic Diocese sharing these photos and videos as the group makes their way across the state, averaging 15 miles a day, connecting with 25 different communities.
This walk isn't about us. It's about others. It's about God. It's about, bringing people together in community.
Each one doing the best they can to prepare for the long walk, but the journey doesn't come without its challenges.
My feet were not prepared to put those miles on. I had the proper gear, but I just don't think my body was prepared, so I had a lot of blisters on my feet.
But the physical aspect is part of the mission's purpose.
The daily grind, like getting up every morning at 5:30 and getting yourself prepared to walk this far and just getting into the rhythm. That's been hard. But once we get going, it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm doing this.
To give you a better idea of how long the actual journey will take, the time it took me to take you throughout this whole mission is only 0.0026% of how long their walk takes. Reporting here in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
New at 10, Lincoln's new state prison taking shape. The Department of Corrections says construction is moving forward on its new facility in Northeast Lincoln. The department says construction partners have made progress on the project, as you can see on your screen there. This is located north of Interstate 80 and east of 70th Street. When done, the new prison will have separate maximum, medium, and minimum custody areas, along with programming and vocational spaces aimed at rehabilitation.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Not too far from normal today. 83 for the high, normal's 81. 62 for the low, 58 is the normal. So that's about where we should be. This, though, look at this. Rain for today, rain for the month. Normal's 33. We are way ahead of schedule. Now, here's the weird thing about that, though. The rainfall, it was really all over the place. We had some spots almost 4 inches near Davenport. I live in southeast Lincoln. Remember, the airport got 1.01. I had just 1/4 inch. So it just really depended on where you were at. Some spots, a lot of rain, some not so much. That's spring thunderstorms for you right there. 3.96 near Davenport, over 3 1/4 near Sutton. Milford had just over 3 inches along with Ceresco at 3.04, 2.5 Lushton, Stockholm. So it was very rainy in some spots. And again, not everybody saw the rain, just very hit and miss. But it was a lot more hits this time than miss. 48th and Cornhuskers Highway, ABC Seamless, still looking at those orange cones. We got to be close soon. A lot of 70s out there, upper 60s, lower 70s, 73 in Lincoln, 74 in Beatrice, 67 in Nebraska City, and 68 in Falls City. Lower 70s just off to the west, York, Aurora, Hebron, Kearney, all at 70 degrees. Dew Point, a little high. I mean, it's in the 60s, like in Aurora at 67, 65 in Hastings and Grand Island, but 53 in the capital city. A light breeze that helps. A southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. A little wind here and there, just a breeze. Overnight breeze, keeping us feeling a little more comfortable. Storms are out there. This is false return around the radar site. This over here, though, is not. Some strong storms from Dawes County, Sheridan County, and the very northwestern corner of Cherry County. So that severe thunderstorm watch for Cherry and Sheridan County will continue because of those storms. I think those will all basically move off to the north, and you'll see it do it right there. Then quiet for a little while. There might be a spot shower every now and then. You can see a blip here, a blip there, a blip there through noon, but most of the precipitation coming our way will be that. This is around 7 o'clock tomorrow night. A line of storms going to line up from northeastern Colorado through western Nebraska, north central Nebraska, all the way up through the Dakotas. So a very long line of storms. But don't forget this. We could see a few spot showers and thunderstorms in front of that, way in front of that by tomorrow evening, something we'll keep an eye on. But the storms eventually fizzle out around midnight, and still some much needed precipitation. Just about everybody in the entire state needs some sort of precipitation, so wherever it happens, that's good for us. Central and northeast Nebraska through midnight, and then it sticks around just enough that we should see some rainfall very early Thursday morning for parts of central and eastern Nebraska, pockets of storms over there towards Iowa and Minnesota. So rain is possible. It's just the second half of the day. And the better chance for, it's a chance. It's not a great chance. It'll start over here towards Chadron and Scottsbluff, and then by the time it gets into central Nebraska, it kind of winds down. So a level 1 risk for severe weather, 1 or 2 storms, some wind, maybe some hail. The better chance in that yellow shaded area up there into South Dakota. And then Thursday, pockets of thunderstorms out there, kind of all over the place. Another line of storms tries to roll through Thursday night and then eventually filters out again. So because of that, another level 1 marginal risk and that slight risk in north central and northwest Nebraska. How much rain? Depends on where the thunderstorm hits. And we're looking at anywhere from next to nothing to well over an inch. So again, thunderstorms are really hard to figure out exactly how much rain they're going to dump on one place to another. Temperatures tonight between 60 and 65. Highs tomorrow upper 70s. Lower 80s, and we slowly warm up every day after that. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, chances for thunderstorms, and then into the upper 80s we go. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, small chance for storms each of those days on Sunday and Monday, and then 90s for a good portion of next week. Weather trivia time. What causes thunder? Is it lightning hitting the ground? Speed creates a sonic boom. Heat causes air to rapidly expand, or Thor?
Boy, I was going to go with Thor, but I think I'll go C.
You would have been right. I said Thor would have been accepted too. So you were right twice. Well done.
Good old Thor. All right. Thank you, Rusty. You know, with the sunshine, it's summer. Sunscreen is very important, right? Well, free sunscreen is now available at the Big Blue Water Park in Beatrice. You see, the Beatrice Community Hospital nurse case managers are partnering with the city to offer free sunscreen at the park. 3 sunscreen dispensers were purchased through a hospital grant, with city officials refilling them throughout the summer. Coming up next, we're heading into the Sports Zone. Nate Johnson will join us after the break. He'll have the latest from the Husker basketball team after hearing from head coach Fred Hoiberg today. And don't forget, you can watch the NBA Finals right here on Channel 8 starting tomorrow night. It's the first game against the Spurs and the Knicks. Tip-off at 7:30. And remember, stay tuned to Channel 8 for our 10 o'clock newscast right after that game for all the highlights and what you need to know heading into the next day.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Well, head coach Fred Hoiberg spoke to the media today after a busy offseason for Big Red. Hey, thanks for tuning into the Sports Zone this evening. Nebraska has had a busy spring as they start to piece together this year's team. Of course, the Huskers lose some big names from last season, including rink mass Sam Hoiberg, Jamarcus Lawrence, and Berke Buchtengel, all of whom helped Nebraska to the most historic season in program history, a 28-7 record and a Sweet 16 berth in the NCAA tournament. Today, head coach Fred Hoiberg stressed the importance of getting the right guys into their system, people who fit well with the culture that they have built.
So I think the players that we got, number one is about do they fit the culture. And, what is very important, what I thought was great early in the process with our team a year ago is how bought in those guys were with all of our culture meetings, with everything that we were trying to establish in that regard. We are going to have to make up with some leadership. When you lose Sam and you lose Rink, that's a big question mark going into this season, is who is going to emerge as the leaders. Obviously Price, Kale, Braden, getting Connor back on the floor, those are the really important ones in my mind.
Looking forward to next season. That will start its early phases next week as the players get to Lincoln.
Again, I really am excited about what we've got. You fully don't know until you get on the floor with your team. We're going to start that on the 11th. So our guys get to town. They'll start filtering in here in the coming days. And then they'll do medicals starting on Monday, the 8th. And we'll have that first workout on the 11th.
I can only imagine how excited Husker fans will be for basketball next season. Well, some big news from the world of Nebraska softball. Longtime associate head coach and pitching coach Lori Sipple announced her retirement today. She spent 41 seasons total at Nebraska, 4 as a player, 37 as a coach. The final 23 seasons, she was the associate head coach. And head coach Rhonda Revelle also taken to social media to share her love and appreciation for her time. Sipple said in part of a statement, "I am humbled to have had the privilege to be a member of this great athletic department and university the past 41 years. Working alongside Rhonda in this program has been one of the greatest privileges of my life, and I will always be grateful for the friendship, support, and memories we have made and shared over the years." And her impact on the program simply cannot be understated. Sipple helped the Huskers to 1,449 wins and 6 trips to the Women's College World Series. Congrats on retirement, Coach. Finally, Dylan Carey is a finalist for another award. Carey has been named a finalist for the 2026 Brooks Wallace Award, the second Husker finalist in program history for the award, honoring the nation's top shortstop. Carey is one of 5 finalists who, of course, earned Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year and first team All Big Ten honors after a stellar senior season with Nebraska. That award will be announced on June 13th. That'll do it for sports tonight, though. Rob will go ahead and send things back over to you.
Thank you, Nate. Final check of your forecast with Rusty right after the break. New at 10, 3 dinosaurs brought the party to Lincoln City Libraries. Young dino fans filled Club Isley for a prehistoric dance party. Kids made party favors. You know, they showed off their best dance moves and hit the dance floor with DJ Dino. The library says the event featured plenty of stomping, flapping, roaring, and of course, as we said, dancing. You might say it was a dynamite way to spend the day. I just had to there. You know, I was wondering if it was a Dino or Dino. Remember Dino from the Flintstones?
I do.
So I want a Dino because I'm not sure. All right, let's get over.
I should do weather in one of those T-Rex outfits
right.
that they have. Wouldn't that be? I got to do.
Or Runza Rex?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, Halloween. How far away is Halloween?
We got a ways.
Okay, we got time to plan this.
Yes.
Runza, yell at me. We've got a chance for some showers and thunderstorms well to the north and northwest. That will eventually make its way into South Dakota, as you can see from that. Our next chance for rain comes in the form of a cold front that will slice right there. And a few strong storms a possibility. I think this is more just a rainmaker that will eventually make its way east into eastern Nebraska late tomorrow night into the very early morning hours of Thursday. Temperatures early tomorrow morning, 50s and 60s. Highs once again pretty close to 80 degrees. Really a nice Wednesday for most of us.
Hey, you're Rusty, and thank you for joining us. Two nice guys named Andrew in Houston are going to be here with your morning news starting at 5 a.m. Jimmy Kimmel's coming up next. Have a great night.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.